And thank you for having me.
First off, the committee, the Professor Michael Quayle-led committee, has finished its 3 months' work, engaging to understand what exactly led to the party's defeat. A good exercise in its sense, you would say?
Well, it's a necessary exercise. Whether it's good or not, it depends on what it comes out. You see, this is also at the same time, and this investigation is at the same time an opportunity to put your best foot forward. There are people in the hinterlands who think that the central people in the party don't listen to them. So you take this opportunity to prove them wrong. If you go around, for example, the concentration should be in Ashanti region because this is where the apathy was highest. If you don't appoint one person to find out, you can appoint that person and he should get maybe 10. And then you divide the whole region up and you go around talking to people. That alone makes a lot of difference because the person in the hinterland who feels disaffected is now going to see that they have come to talk to me, that I am important to them. So you are finding things out, and at the same time you are campaigning for them to come back. And they are easily to be pushed to come back when you do that. If you don't sit in Accra and just write a report that this is what happened, this is what we are doing, and we don't know what happened really, well, we'll wait and see what they say. Well, you can come up with generic ideas, which anybody can. And I won't be surprised if most of what we get is like that, you see. I won't be surprised at all. Because if go to the hinterland, Ashanti region is where the problem is, not Accra. And why do you sit in Accra and appoint an old man in Accra to do this thing? Why? Well, only for him to also appoint someone else? No. I don't understand it.
Well, I recall that there was a similar excess in the Ashanti region where the former Swami Majority Leader Oseche Mensah Bonsu was the one who led the process as well in the Ashanti region. They engaged, and some recommendations were made in that stead.
Well, yes, it is a lot better if it's the local people who are doing it than outsiders far away, you see. And so, as I said, you are investigating, but at the same time, you are trying to get them to feel that they are important to the party. That is very critical. So when everything is said and done, those people are easier to be brought back to the fold, so to speak. But if you sit somewhere and just write generic ideas, it doesn't mean anything. The hurt is still there. The anger is still there. You haven't mitigated any of it.
You had earlier raised concerns about Professor Michael Quayle leading this fact-finding committee to establish exactly what led to the party's defeat. Why is that?
Because he was part and parcel of the administration. Wasn't he the speaker earlier? He was the speaker. And the MPs complained that they don't want him anymore. The president should change him. He didn't. You know, he said that was the person he wanted. Even though you are not a parliamentarian, why should your ideas be paramount to that of parliament's ideas as to whom they want? So he kept him there, and when they were forced to vote, they voted against him. And that should have taught you a lesson. That he wasn't popular, so I should have changed him. You could have changed him to another person from your own party, but because he is stubborn, when he says something, he has to prevail, and that's what happened. So they voted him out. That is what happened. See, every time you talk, it comes back to Nana Addo. Every time you talk, it will go in so many different directions, and it comes back to Nana Addo. That's the unfortunate thing. Because he is the president, and he had a hold on the party. Everybody was looking for money. And if you got his ears, you don't have to fear anything. You can do whatever you want. This is what was going on. That man is arrogant, you see, he's arrogant, and in a lot of ways he's naive too. How do you go and erect a statue for yourself? Is that how it's done? Have you seen anybody doing that? You yourself erect a statue for yourself, congratulate yourself, how good you have become. Is that how it's done? No. But he's able to do that. There is no shame. And what happened to it? Now they tore it down. What's the point? What is the point? It's symptomatic of how he is. And he has done this over and over again in the party and brought the party into ruins, complete ruins. You see? I used to think maybe he was a 419 candidate. He didn't know much. Not coherent in anything.
So, but you're blaming the defeat of the party squarely on President Akuffo Addo?
On the president, yes.
I mean, the former president,
Akuffo Addo. On the president, because everything that happened, he was in it. Look at Bamia's fate. 10 people running for flag bearer. 9 say let's go right, 1 say let's go left, and it's the one that you took. Why? Even though the 9 makes more sense. If you vote in one place, you can monitor all your happenings in the party and your people. It's cheaper, but no. Why did you pick the other one? That's more expensive. There is no reason for it except that this one said it, and it's not a better alternative. And yet that's what they ended up doing. I don't understand it. It means you are not using your brains. What? You do what you want, whether it makes sense or not does not matter, because this one is the one who said it. It's not good at all. Do you think they are going to talk about this? Let's wait and see.
Well, but the former president that you blame squarely for the defeat of the party in the 2024 elections, he is at this said meeting where this committee report has been submitted. I mean, to what extent should he be involved in the entire reorganization?
He shouldn't. That's the whole thing. He shouldn't. He should sit aside and they do this work and find out what went wrong. You can give him one of the report to read, find out what happened. You know, he should sit aside. He shouldn't be in the forefront as if he is told the leader of the party. He is not. And I'm sorry, he brought this calamity on. He shouldn't still be inside. People are still afraid to speak up. The research says he is the cause of the party's defeat. You know, people started saying, when Nadu and some people went to a meeting, they started saying that, no, it is not that. No. The party presented the wrong candidate. You hear that? That's what they started saying. When the research shows that you are the responsible person, you are saying something else. How is it going to be resolved? How?
Well, but he's there. You don't want him there. But then again, if he has to be involved at all, to what extent? And what exactly is he supposed to do?
It should be courtesy. Let the people do it. Give him a copy. Let him look at it. He can ask questions. That's appropriate. But what does he know better than anybody else? What?
He's a former president. He's a former leader of the party. He's a former president, former leader of the party.
What leader? If he's a good leader, how come we are in this calamity? You tell me. Calamity. That's what we are. He is the one in charge that brought us here. It means he's not a good leader. So it's not important to say somebody is just a leader. Leader what? Leader who will lead you into the abyss is a good leader? No. And since he's done that, don't let him be in charge of anything. You can inform him of what is happening, but don't let him be in charge. It means he doesn't know much.
Well, but how about the national executives of the party as well? Some have asked that they should also be answering questions about the party's defeat. Well, they are still in office. They are the ones who even received this report and leading in the thinking process as well. What should they also be doing?
It shouldn't be that way either. The party has several people who are capable. You look around, they will come and do the work. Those who have been mentioned as being the cause of the failure should not be the same ones who are investigated. No. We should tell them what happened. You can call them and query them. Do you agree? Yes, I agree with this side. Let's find it because this so and so. This is being productive. But the same people who have brought the calamity are the ones who are going to investigate and then talk about the issues. Why? Do you think they will talk genuinely about it, responsibly? No. They won't. They are not going to blame themselves. This is what's going on. So already they are saying it's because of the wrong candidate that NPP lost, not because Nanado is the cause of it. Why? You went to election 3 times. Well, are you able to say such a thing? So the first time you lost, you were the wrong candidate. But what about the second one? Very wrong candidate, and yet you won the third time. What is this?
Well, it is that
Makes
same
no sense at
argument.
all.
Is that same argument that those who are also supporting Dr. Amoako Baah are making? That to the extent that Nana Akuffo Addo contested 3 times before becoming president of the republic, that same fate can apply to Dr. Amoako Baah, and so he should be retained as flag bearer for the 2028 elections.
Well, that's an argument that is not very airtight.
Why?
If there's a better candidate, why should you retain this one? The whole point is this: the candidate presents themselves, and then the people listen to what they are saying and all of that, and then vote for the best one in their opinion. That's it. That's how it should be. So it's an experiment. It's not pure science. You don't know what the person is going to do in different circumstances. But you take a chance, sometimes a leap of faith, and vote for him because he said this here. So you are transposing it to another place, and it works. But there is no science in this one. In his faith, you believe him, you trust him, and yet we talk about these things without such issues as trust and belief. If you have money, that's it. Well, how you got the money does not matter. You have the money, pay the money. That's it. This is why nothing is working. Nothing. So the person who paid the most money has no sense, and he has come back to get his money back.
Well, you see, that's another recommendation. In fact, part of the mandate of this committee was to review and make recommendations on how the party's internal elections could be demonetized so that the influence of money would not be so prevalent and so upfront in the process of electing the flag bearer and the national executives of the party. Where you sit, what will be your recommendation in demonetizing the internal politics or elections of the NPP?
There are several processes. The United States does the same thing. The state I was in, Texas, Tennessee, they do the same thing. All the party members vote in the primary. You have to declare whether you are voting Republican or you are voting Democrat. That's the only requirement, because you cannot vote on both sides. If you vote one, your name is removed from the other one. So you don't think that it's a plus for you to vote on one side. It becomes a minus on the other side. And so you pick the party you are serious about to vote for. If you are Republican, then vote for the Republican candidate. That's it. This is done from time immemorial, and it's working. Why can't we do the same? Why can't we do the same? Behave as if it's a terrible thing, very difficult. It isn't. You go and vote. The election official asks you, which side are you voting? Is a Republican. Boom. That's the name that comes up. That's it. You can't vote against Democrats. And so this year, you decide to vote for Republican. It's up to you. You may be the one who is needed on the Democratic side to win. So all of this, it puts pressure on you to think properly before you decide how you are voting. That's all. There's no money involved. But we don't like that. No. We have to cajole people, threaten people, bribe people, you name it. That is how we are. It's almost as if we don't do those things, the thing hasn't gone right. There's something wrong. This is the problem. So the money keeps coming in all the time.
Well, as you speak, you talked about the fact that you don't even know the details of this said report. The conversation is ongoing at Lisa Hotel. Would you recommend that the details of this report be made public or known to at least members of the party and the general public, since the general public was also part of the caucus of people to be engaged or who have been engaged by this committee?
It should be made public. What is the point if it's a secret? What is the point? Those in the hinterland, how do they get to know what happened if you make it a secret? Why is it a secret? This is a public forum. Bring it out. This is what happened. I'm telling you, there's nothing new they are telling us in this report. People already know. We'll be talking about this in various different ways. So this is not a secret thing. Parties don't have, so to speak, real secret agendas. No. It should be public. If 3 people know, you bet it will come out. So let it come out. But be honest. That's the key thing. When you are honest, there's no secret. With few exceptions, there's no secret that people should know. And if you got rotten apples, get rid of them. That is what brings the party's reputation back up. If the rotten apple are left in there, you are just wasting your time.
Well, on that, the director of communications of the party, Richard Ahiangba, had an answer to the question of whether or not it should be made public. This is what he had to say to my colleagues.
We had a National Executive Committee meeting earlier, and then transitioning into National Council meeting. The committee, the 2024 election, will present their report to National Council. That report, generally, we've accepted it, and a committee has been put together to work on some of the recommendations in that report going forward. So that's the report going forward. So that's the extent to which I can give you information right now. Because it's an internal document that will be used to aid the party's reform. There's a way our supporters will know about it without it being public. So it's a working document. It's a working document. It's a document that the party is going to work to. Most of the recommendations there will be key.
Well, so it says that there's a way that the party's members will get to know without it being made public. So that's the answer to your concern or your question.
Is that an effective way, the most efficient way to do it? Is it? Something has gone wrong. The whole country knows something has gone wrong. You go to find out, you say it's a secret. What? You went to find a secret? No. Tell people, let them know. We did this, we did that. Drum it into their heads so they remember what went wrong. Don't do it again. You are making it a secret again. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. There shouldn't be a secret in a public affair like this, especially when something has gone wrong and you want to find out. You say it's a secret. What is a secret? Because some people in the party, big guys, who should not be in the forefront at this moment, are still in the forefront. Example is the president. If something is said against him that is not very, very flattering, to try to water it down. When they said 67% admitted that it was the cause of NPP's failure, he said, no, don't say it that way. Say majority admitted. What? This is what we're talking about. It means the corruption goes on. The corruption goes on, continues unabated. That's the problem. We say something in tree. You messed it up. Instead of saying that, okay, sorry, I did it, I accept blame. No, you will not accept it. And then when we go to do the right thing, you want to still be in charge of it. Why? This is what is wrong with the party. And this culture has come up in the last 8 years. Okay. We see it will not work. It cannot work. If you have too many secrets in a political party, it won't work.
No. Well, Dr. Amoako Baah, very briefly and quickly, now we know from Dr. Matipoku Prempeh, at least for now, he says he is not going to contest the flag bearership ahead of the 2028 elections. That's not part of his immediate objective for now. He would rather focus on, efforts to unite the party and not necessarily contest as flag bearer. Just a quick one on that, briefly.
Well, it's a no-brainer because, look, if you have performed this abysmally, you shouldn't contest for anything unless you want to just waste your money. This is common sense. So he's not saying anything new. This is common knowledge. Your party didn't do well, and they blame you partly for the failure. So why are you contesting anything? This is how I feel about it. This is common sense. You should look at the signs on the ground and inform himself.
Dr. Amoako Baah, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us here on Hot Edition.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dr. Amoako Baah